Stay tuned for National Tractor Pullers Association, only on Rural TV.
Hi, Army Armstrong, Greg Randall, NTPA Championship Pulling and you. The circle's complete for some of the greatest tractor pulling in the world. We're in a bluegrass state, Meade County Fair in Brandenburg, Kentucky. The super lights are coming out.
They sure are, and when you talk about super stock lights, you're talking about Mark Peissig and his bomb. He's won 3 Grand National titles in a row. He's working on his 4th. He's got a new sheet metal this year. He's got a Ford 9600 series. And on his tails is the Brandenburg, Kentucky, Meade County favorite, Larry Phillips, with his Insanity.
He's a Kentucky
IH.
boy.
He's a Kentucky boy. And interestingly enough, last year, Larry won his class on the last pull of the last night, beating Peissig. So it's kind of a rematch here tonight. And interestingly enough, they come into Brandenburg tied for the points lead.
It's a packed house here tonight at the Meade County Fair in Brandenburg, Kentucky, and most of these people are cheering for hometown favorite Larry Phillips. Stay tuned to see if the battle between Larry Phillips and Mark Peissig turns out to be a good one.
Hey, Mike Wilhite comes out of the bluegrass state. This guy would love to put a win under his belt, basically in front of his own hometown crowd here, Greg.
Yeah, Mike is from Bardstown, Kentucky, and this is a New Holland GG235. It is blue blazes, and Mike has been runner-up a couple times on the Grand National circuit. This year he chose to run more toward home. His brother Tom's not going around as much, so he's pulling our NTPA member state called Mid-South Pullers a lot, but he's also running Region 2, but this is so close to home that Mike wants to run it here with his very potent Blue Blazes Ford.
Blue Blazes out of the bluegrass on the guy that would love to put a winner circle interview on his TV. Watch him go. His eyes are going up. He's watching the gauge. He throws on the throttle, pulls it right there. This is a run. This is a good run right here. This is tough. Oh, Mikey did good on that one. 312.
Yeah, very nice run, and boy, it looks like the sled is set well with Dan Nearpass, and this sled out of Michigan.
Mike, you made the comment as you walked up that this is your kind of track tonight. There will probably be a pull-off in this class. What's your plan?
Well, just come back and make a perfect run like that. There'll be a definite pull-off.
Are you happy with Brandenburg's track here tonight?
Oh, I love Brandenburg track tonight. Last night, it was just, I couldn't get the size of it. It's too much.
So no changes for the pull-off?
None. Just more. Just get out further, maybe.
Al Cook comes out now. This guy's been pulling this tractor forever, it seems like. It's an Alice Chalmers. Give us a little history on the tractor because they kind of grew up together, didn't they?
Well, Al Cook is a veteran of the sport. I mean, he pulled in the 70s. He was one of the first, if not the first, to have 4 turbochargers on an ACD21, and that goes back to the mid to late 70s, and he was quite formidable then. As he has grown in his pulling career, he's got this couple tractors here in this class. This is the Entertainer 1. It's on diesel, and again, he's looking toward that 312 put down by the Wilhites. Let's see what Big Orange can do.
Heavy on the nose, costing big time. Could not get it to work for him. That 312 is looking good. A 222, definitely not what he was looking for.
No.
Well, we've seen blue, we've seen orange. Time to see a little bit of green out there right now. It looks like Donald Bush is going to be making his shot.
Yes, and Donald rolls out here. He's out of Thorntown, Indiana. He's one of the regulars on the Hoosier State Tractor Pullers Association up there just north of us, about a couple hundred miles or less. This is a John Deere 7600, my other wife. And yeah, Donnie, he definitely comes down here in a diesel and trying to support the John Deere faithful.
Look at the special cut on the rear tires, trying to get that horsepower to stick. Smoke goes black, he goes on the throttle, going after a 312. Tough break, yeah, hooked on him big time right in the middle. Yeah. One of the things, a 214, one of the things I want you to look at on these tractors when they come out, they actually got a safety skid bar on the front of these vehicles, don't they, Greg?
Yeah, in case they collapse the front end real hard, it won't dig the front end down into the track and cause a lot more problems with the sled still coming behind them and just trying to push them on over. This is Kevin Lynn coming up, and this is the Rocket. He's out of Unity, Wisconsin, and he's right now in the third position in points, and he's looking to get past that 310. Another New Holland, the 8260.
Look at the size of that exhaust on that puppy, man.
About to shoot a basketball in there.
Yeah,
but,
I was going to say,
airflow
slam dunk on this one needs to be the name of this vehicle. Class is interesting. You can run any kind of fuel you want, and everybody kind of plays around with it. I cannot believe that these guys cannot get out there on that 312, a 277 with the one.
That time,
yeah,
I counted the front end. It bounced 10 times. And, you know, every time it bounces, it takes away distance. And boy, I think they're running a little bit heavy on the nose here so far. See if anyone moves some back as Mike Happy rolls out. You want to talk about a local guy? He is really close to home. Evansville, Indiana. That's kind of your neck of the woods, Larry.
Yeah, I'm down around the Owensboro area. There's a lot of guys from southern Indiana making a name for themselves. Mike would love to put a win under his belt here, but he's definitely got, it's all about balance now. All these guys are making a horsepower. No doubt about that. It's where do you put the weight? You got to remember, in this sport, it's the only motorsport in the world where it's to your advantage to weigh heavy, not light. You want to weigh heavy, 6,200 pounds, but where do you put the weight? On the nose, in front of the rear tires, behind the driver? We're going to find out right now.
505 cubic inch IH 1066 on the red mints.
Over the Evansville Purple Aces. See what this guy can do. You know those skid bars we were talking about? They dug in right there. They kind of saved that vehicle. A 239 with the 7. I know he's got to be gritting his teeth. He wanted to definitely do better than that.
Yeah, definitely balancing act here tonight to force the pull off. Stay tuned as we got more coming back from the Meade County Fair, Brandenburg, Kentucky.
And now back to Greg Randall and Army Armstrong.
Welcome back to Brandenburg, Kentucky, Meade County Fair. Well, we know it can be done. The question is, can anybody else do it?
Yeah, Mike Wilhite burns down a 314.5 as a test hook, and you'll just think, wow, we're going to have a pretty nice pull-off. And then we see Kevin Lynn, and he doesn't quite have the run he was looking for. So, yeah, it can be done. The question is, will it be done? The horsepower's back there. I think there's a good shot at it. But ought to be fun to see some of the top competitors coming up in the class. Let's go back to the action. Well, this is Larry Phillips rolling out, and you want to talk about a guy who's local. You go 10 miles south of the fairgrounds here, and you're right there where Larry Phillips lives, Vine Grove, Kentucky. And last year, Larry won this class on the last hook and a pull-off, and the crowd just went nuts. And obviously, he wants to maintain. He's right now tied for the lead with Mark Peissig, and he wants to take his Insanity International out the end, make this crowd happy. Root for the hometown guy.
Yeah, going after at 312, this whole high school graduating class, the Sunday school class, everybody's here pulling for this guy. These guys, I can't figure out what's happening. So when that bangs them at a 289 with an 8, when that sled topped out, it just drilled him to the ground.
TV would like to invite you to a brand new event for red meat producers. AgriLive Smithfield is being staged by the Royal Agricultural Society of England and the Royal Smithfield Club at Stoneleigh Park, Warwickshire, December 11th and 12th. AgriLive Smithfield features all the latest technical and commercial information encompassing the red meat supply chain, along with show classes of world-class beef and sheep. This event is free and a must for those seeking the latest products, business advice, forums and industry networking. AgriLive Smithfield links the whole supply chain from farmer and supplier to consumer and brings together the latest developments, products, services and advice, all in one place. For more information, please visit www.agrilivesmithfield.co.uk or call 02476 69 69 69 or visit www.ruraltv.tv.
Larry, it's your hometown poll. 289, which gets you second place for right now. You mentioned that the track's going away, though. Do you think that second place is probably going to hold up?
I don't know. You got some pretty tough customers back there. You still got Peissig. He's hard to beat. But on the hometown hook, I'm tickled to death with that. We didn't show out well last night, but we showed a little better tonight. So we'll see. And as far as the track goes, we was a little damp last night, so we thought we would lighten it up a little bit today. We worked the track when the sun was out, and I was afraid to put too much water in it, so the track's not as aggressive as it was last night, but it's still going to be all right.
Yeah, and he can say that, Army, because you know what? He helps build that track. He's got track equipment, so he can critique the track as Mike Sanford rolls out from Edinburgh, Indiana.
You know, but if anybody should know that track and the clay, the consistency of this track, it should have been Larry. And I think he has built him a good track. Like you say, the heat and the sun are going to play a role in it, but a little bit of dark on the track indicates moisture, and that's where the track will hold the horsepower. Sanford gets ready to make his shot. Hey, look, the front light's kind of like that's kind of neat, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of a disco era type thing. John Deere 8310 on the Farm Boys Fantasy on alcohol.
Disco.
Another formidable. Yeah.
Did you say disco? You weren't even alive during the disco era.
That was an elementary school.
Pressure trying to make it stick for him is not going to work. Mike, a 286 with a 1. Well, earlier today, Greg had a chance to talk with one of the new people involved with our sport.
Hey, RFD viewers. Got a special treat here. I got Frank Kumo. He's a sales representative for Max Brake. You know, that's the new revolution in brake control. And Frank, I'd like to welcome you to the NTPA Championship Pulling as a sponsor for this year.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure being here. It's our first trip up in the Meade County. We're having a good time so far.
Well, that's great. And I tell you, the viewers out there like to know a little bit more about Max Brake. You know, you've got a product nobody else has out on the market. Tell us a little bit of how this works.
It's a brake controller, and basically what we did is we took a standard brake controller, we turned it into a computer. We put a lot of test diagnostics on it that it does for your trailer while you're driving down the road, all hands-free. Ties in directly to your master cylinder. That way your trailer brakes and your truck brakes are always working hand in hand. It eliminated a lot of the jerky stops and the tire skids. It makes for a lot smoother stop and a lot safer stop.
Well, I'm sure a lot of viewers out there, they have towing needs. Horse trailers are big on RFD, obviously, and those sudden stops are definitely something that Max Brake can help them get away from and not damage any of their haul or animals.
That is correct, and a lot of things, a lot of reasons is the tires, the flat spots on the tires. We see that a lot with your standard brake controllers, and we've come to eliminate that problem.
Keep the name Max Brake in mind. It's a good safety feature. No matter what you're pulling, you need to look at that product.
Here's David Esteb, and he comes out of Franklin, Indiana. This is the eating dollars and blowing smoke. And boy, no truer words were ever put on the side of a pulling tractor, but hey, we're glad they do it. We love the sport.
Yeah, he's all cinched in, got the neck support on there, the shoulder harness. Watching the gauges come up. When that smoke goes black, he's going to be coming after you. Watch him. He's watching it come up. You see the RPMs come up. Smoke get a little bit dark. Okay, now he's starting to come up. Down a little bit more fuel to it. He's looking. You can see him watch his head going back and forth like watching a miniature tennis match. He's looking for the smoke to go black. It's working. It's coming up on him. It's there. These guys are playing around with air pressure, and it's costing them, Greg. They're going down on the air pressure at 245 with a 1. This track won't hold that kind of situation.
Well, Mike Peissig is talking over with Brian Korth. Get it out the end. My hired gun. We'll see if he can do it.
Hey, we love you guys, too. We appreciate everybody watching the show, but right now, the magic number is 312, and I would have guessed when this started, there would have been many more pullers out of here.
Yeah, and here comes Al Cook again out of Indianapolis. This is his second entry, called the Entertainer 2. And this is an alcohol-powered Agco Alice. And he has 1 diesel, he has 1 alcohol-powered, and he calls the pulling team then and again pulling team, because they're in, they were out, and they're back in, and we're glad they're on the NTPA championship pulling.
You know, it's interesting. He would run 2 different types of fuel because the power range is going to be completely different for these vehicles.
This is a 9670.
Settle down on him real quick. When the weight box topped out on him, he goes to 251 with the 6. So definitely not the run he was looking for. Had to wait for another day to go to the winner's circle.
Well, as we keep rolling through this class, boy, you just wonder if we've seen our winner, you know. Still a couple big guns back there. And also here we got Chuck Lewis rolling out. He's out of Bedford, Indiana. And here's one for you Minneapolis Moline lovers. Here's a 705. 400 cubic inch Cummins twin turbocharged machine, so wild horses.
Man, they look so good for the first half of the pull, then it just goes away from them. 252 with the 2, and this guy's definitely capable of going on the other side of 300.
Yeah, you know, very interesting about that run by Chuck Lewis. The run before Al Cook with the Entertainer 2, it's about the same run, same distance. As we roll out Mark Peissig in the new look bomb. This is a Ford 9600. And since we brought the light super stocks back in the Grand National fold a few years ago, Mark's the only champion that is known. So, but right now he's tied with Larry Phillips, who we saw run earlier.
And Phillips said this guy can get him. Let's wait and see. Talk about something that we did not expect. Only a 288 with a 7 by one of the baddest hombres in the sport.
Absolutely. You know, he had to tag the brake out about 150 feet of the Z-Bag replay cam, and it really cost him. He had to tag it about right there. He had to correct it, and I think it unhooked him just enough to keep him from getting past 300 feet.
Mark, 288 feet, puts you in 3rd place right now. This is a tough track tonight. It's really gone away from the beginning of the class. Any thoughts?
You know, I thought we guessed it right. We threw a whole bunch of weight back, shifted up. She pulled a little hard, a little bit too much. I had to use the brake probably a little too much. I don't know if it's going to hold. We'll find out.
Well, we come up to our final tractor, and here's another capable machine. This is Brian Korth drawing for Peissig Transport. Mike Peissig, the owner, and this is the Burnett, Wisconsin, Newton, Wisconsin, I should say, based Armed and Dangerous, considered Armed and Dangerous.
Yeah, this guy, he was involved in the Interley pull-off that's held at the end of the year where the baddest of the bad show up in Ohio, but right now he's just trying to get 312 feet of bluegrass clay is what he's going after. Pull the trigger, literally.
We are close.
Yeah, I think we got a winner already. A 299 with the 5. Oh, Mike Wilhite's going to take his puppy home tonight, Greg.
Yeah.
Brian, 299 feet. You don't get much closer to 300 than that. Second place here tonight at Brandenburg. Any thoughts on the pull?
Yeah, it was a whole different track tonight than last night. We just kind of chose the wrong gear last night, but I could have improved on that. If I could have got it to 300 tonight, I think we could have got it a little bit faster tonight even, yeah, but we'll live with that. You know, that's second place points. I'm trying to make some points up here, so we're happy with where we're at right now.
Hey, welcome back to Brandenburg. You know, we told you it's going to be exciting. A big, bad run, gets on the wheelie bars twice, front ends balanced. You know, it's amazing what it takes to win one of these things. Well, we got us a winner finally.
We did. Mike Wilhite laid down that first full pull blast, and boy, we thought Brian Kors had it there at the end. Like you said, got up on the wheelie bars, a half a foot shy of forcing a pull off. But you know what? There's one happy Kentuckian in that winner circle with Ashley Corzine right now, and that's Mike Wilhite, tonight's winner in Blue Blazes.
Mike, you were the only one tonight to get it out here past 310 feet, and it paid off, a win. I don't know if it had anything to do with your draw. You happened to be the first alcohol tractor in the class tonight. Strong pass. Maybe the track went away a little bit, but tell me a little bit about the run. It looked awesome.
Well, it's kind of hard to judge. I mean, a second tractor is the worst hook you can get, and I didn't have anybody to watch, and me and Tommy, my brother, we just put it where we usually do, and it worked. It worked. We beat a lot of good tractors,